This is the portrait of a friendly city. A city wrought out of primitive wilderness by men of vision, faith, and courage.
When you're looking to make an investment, you're looking not for the most accomplished or the most achieved result, but you're looking for something where the potential for profit is huge. Hamilton is at a position right now where there's only one way it can go, and that's up. The ambitious city.
Welcome to the Promised Land.
The Promised Land.
I kind of like the Promised Land for Hamilton, and it really is turning into that, isn't it?
We all understand it to be special.
Exciting.
This feeling of being in a small town.
The potential for growth.
Architecturally interesting.
It's built heritage.
One of the great art museums of the world.
Very human city. It's a people-to-people city.
The steel mills.
The attitude of hard work and dedication and solidity.
We've had the opportunity of reinventing ourselves in this city. If you're a wise investor, you're going to look for something that's undervalued.
There are these wonderful jewels. They just need to be unearthed, and someone has to have the vision.
Our general philosophy is find the worst possible property you can find, put an offer in on it, and then bring it back to life. We invest in Hamilton because there's an amazingly inexpensive opportunity.
Opportunities for entrepreneurial enterprise exist within a 15 or 20 kilometer radius of the downtown core, including the downtown core, which is the nucleus.
There's a concentration in the core now that I think reaches critical mass.
I want to see every building bought, restored, renovated, whatever the case is, so that all floors are being used.
One of the 4 office towers that comprise the Lloyd D. Jackson Square complex in the center of downtown Hamilton, at the nexus of the city, at the corners of King and James Street. Approximately 16,500 to 17,000 square feet of column-free office space.
I purchased 2 buildings, invested in them about 4 years ago only. The Pagoda building and sort of the iconic Treble Hall. I think that that was one of many catalysts or sparks that helped the city begin to reestablish itself as being a good, viable place to be. There's just so much room for people to come in and to do interesting things at these buildings, including living in them.
As you're going up James Street, you've got the Piggott building, the Galleys building, and 2 wonderful examples of late 19th century church building. You've got those condo towers going up now. You've got multiple new residences. There's infill that makes a lot of sense. There's intelligent development going on. It's a spectacular little walk.
Look at the neighborhoods of Hamilton and the buildings, not necessarily just the buildings, but the properties, the opportunities, and the businesses. A lot of them have not been fully manipulated to their full potential.
The old Bank of Montreal building, which has had many lives, became available. There's a demolition permit out. The building had incredible bones. It's one of the greatest examples of 1920s architecture that I can think of. A tremendous sense of rhythm, a tremendous sense of architectural procession. We persevered and we ended up with one of the most remarkable buildings in southern Ontario.
Whenever we traveled as a band or through business, we'd always promote the fact that Hamilton had a very rich cultural music scene and a depth of a music scene that was underappreciated by Hamiltonians and by the rest of North America.
There's no shortage of world-class entertainment.
A vibrant cultural life.
SCTV, Martin Short and Eugene Levy, Dave Thomas.
Lovely, thriving area of young artists.
Punk rock and the punk rock scene.
Tom Wilson, the Arkells, The Reason, Teenage Head.
David Byrne spent a little bit of time in our fair city of Hamilton as well.
Ian Thomas.
It's constantly growing and evolving. Supercrawl came out of an experiment of community members coming together, experimenting with trying to put some more music, engage more music into Art Crawl. Last year we had, over the 3 days, 165,000. The community embraced it and continues to embrace it, and we're going to continue to grow it and make it bigger.
It's not for nothing that so many young artists, musicians, composers have all of a sudden looked to Hamilton as a possibility for their new residence as Toronto becomes more and more unreachable and expensive. These people will no doubt bring a vitality to the city and continue to bring a greater vitality.
Artistic communities were coming in and seeing the potential and just giving things a nudge. That notion of that nudge, I think, is really important. We see nudges in the Innovation Factory. We see nudges in what Mac is doing downtown.
DeFasco used to say that our product is steel, but our strength is people. And that continues to be Hamilton's great strength, its people. I'm Boris Brott. I'm a symphony and opera conductor. I am currently the artistic director of Brott Festivals and the National Academy Orchestra of Canada.
I'm Mark Tamming. I'm a lawyer at Gowlings.
Jeff Feswick. I've worked in the steel mills. I've driven a taxi. I have created an award-winning restoration company called Historia Building Restoration.
Sean Rosen. I am the publisher of View Weekly, currently celebrating 20 years in Hamilton.
Tim Podosic, do you want me to spell it? P-O-T-O-C-I-C. My occupation is self-employed.
What can I say? I'm the luckiest guy in the world.